Hey guys, Scott here. Today I gotta make another video just to talk about this really quick. There's a very interesting case of essentially mass hysteria going on in the TBD community. I love psychological things like this. I think they're very interesting to talk about. So I just wanted to talk about it because it's such a weird phenomenon that's happening right now. So if you're part of the DVD community, you'll probably know that a lot of people are talking about Lightborn for some reason. I made a video about it the other day, not because people were talking. Well, I guess technically yes, because people were talking about it. Because I just saw a single forum post where someone was like, the original post was something like, "You shouldn't shame people for using Lightborn," which yeah, I agree. That's totally fine. But I wasn't responding to that. There was somebody below that responded why they don't think Lightborn's a good perk, and I was like, that's exactly what I think too. So you kind of like put it into words what I felt, and like I've talked about this on stream before, but I never put it to a video. So I read the guy's response to this post, and I was like, yeah, that's I should talk about this while it's still fresh in my head. And so I made a video about why I don't think it's good, because I think, it incentivizes people to do gens and stuff like that. And you can usually play around flashlights regardless. But that was it. I just said, I don't think it's a very good perk. That's it. And somehow, 2 or 3 days later, there is a frenzy of people talking about this now. And the best part is they don't even really know what they're arguing about. Like, you can look at all these individual conversations, like in this actual thread, and people don't even really know what their stance is or what they're even arguing about. It's the weirdest thing, because it's not often you see an example of this, like where it's not actually mass hysteria, because that involves like a perceived threat and everything, but it is sort of a false information loop where someone says something that's like not true or it never happened. Someone reports on that thing that never happened. Someone reports on someone reporting on that thing never happened. And then 2 days later, everyone is just freaking out. It's people mad at me now saying that I made that video to get killers to stop using Lightborn so I can bully them with my Survivor Friends squad. There's literally people in this thread saying this. Like, what the fuck? What happened in 2 days? Was I in a coma? What? How do we get to this point? Even this thread itself, the actual meme itself, top post on Meta right now, it is talking about, why is everyone discussing this? And the joke is, Lightborn's OP. It's a silly meme, whatever. But again, the interesting thing is no one even said this part. No one ever said Lightborn's OP. That's not something that happened either. So people just keep sort of like subtly making shit up as if it's an issue, and then people get mad at that issue, and then people argue with people on that issue that was never an issue to begin with. And then we have people that are just freaking out over nothing. And when you try to actually get to the bottom of like where people have heard this stuff, there's never an answer. It's so interesting. I've probed a lot of... Let's change that sentence. Fuck it. I probed a lot of people and asked them why they think this is relevant now. And they're like, oh, I heard it from this person. And then I'll ask that person. And basically, it just always just sort of evaporates. They're just like, I heard it from something. They don't really have an answer. It's just in their head now. And I just wanted to talk about this because I think what's actually going on here is people are just fucking bored. I think people are just really bored of Dead by Daylight. So they latch onto anything they even think is drama and then just start talking about it a lot because they want to have some type of excitement, which is both pretty funny and a little sad at the same time. And I think that's actually what's happening, because if you keep digging into what started this, there's no one's actually complaining about Lightborn. It's never happened. There's no stance to even take here. Like, occasionally there's someone that wanted to blind people for a montage, and they'll go like, oh, that was boring, I couldn't use it. But that's where the conversation ends. There's nothing, they're not making videos about it. There's not some grand discussion going on. So one guy is just like, I wish I could have blinded this killer. And that's somehow we're at this point. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it. I thought it was fascinating that people have fed into literally nothing. And when you ask them about it, they don't even know what their stance is or what they're even talking about to begin with. I think it's very interesting. And at the end of the day, the bottom line is no one gives a shit about Lightborn. No one cares. The end.